Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. We're presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine on line on Navy men's basketball mids this week, Thursday. That's right. They made sure they took care of business, getting that first round bye. They will take on the winner of American or Bucknell coming up on Thursday night. Please be joined right now by one of the All-Patriot League performers this year, as Tyler Nelson, part of a Navy trio that picked up some postseason hardware with Daniel Deaver and Sean Yoder. And Tyler, first of all, for you guys as a senior group to see three of that group get honored in this way, what does it mean to you all to be able to see this all the way through, take advantage of the opportunity that you got this year, and obviously see all three of you get rewarded for the efforts?
It feels great. With Dave getting first team, Sean getting second team, and all defensive team, and me getting third team. It feels like all our hard work has paid off, and it's continuing to pay off since we started putting it in freshman year. So it feels great.
Let's talk about your senior group. 8 of you, 8 got honored on Saturday. What does it say about that group? Because you've been here now for 4 years. Those groups sometimes don't get that big. The fact that all of you were able to persevere, get to this point together, play basketball, but obviously meet the requirements and what the expectations of the Naval Academy are for you. Just as a group, what does it mean to see that many guys stick together and get to the finish line here?
Yeah, our senior group is a special group. Like you said, it's 8 of us, and I think it's the largest group since, I want to say, 1964. So it's really special, and it says a lot to all the people who, all the seniors in my class who have persevered through everything. We all attribute that to each other. We wouldn't have been here without each other. So it's just sticking together and just putting the work forward.
I was going to say the hardest part in many respects certainly is what's expected of you in the classroom, but at the same time, there's a patience that has to be had on the basketball floor. There's been a lot of good players here in this program over the last few years. And as a result of that, sometimes the minutes aren't as plentiful. Is there a sense of having patience, and do you realize it at the time that having that patience, continuing to work hard, may pay off in the types of dividends that it has, certainly for this group where you're challenging for a potential championship?
Yeah, like you said, about the patience part, there's a lot of patience that comes with that, but that's every program, starting freshman year, playing behind and learning, and then sophomore year trying to work your way up into the rotation. There's a lot of patience that comes with that. There's a lot of hard work, and there's a lot of learning too. So aside from the classroom, aside from everything that's demanding out on the military side of things, on the basketball court, we all work extremely hard. We all work for what we have and what we're gonna have. So, like I said before, I attribute it to everybody else, and the hard work that we all put in to get to where we are at this point.
Had a great chance to spend some time with your grandfather last week over at American. Humbled that he listens to my radio show just about every day. To be able to walk out with that group of people around you and all that love on Saturday, to you individually, what did that mean?
It reminded me what I do this for. I obviously, I play and I give everything to Jesus Christ. My faith is really important to me. But aside from that, I remember that, whenever I was just learning to play basketball or, doing any other sport or just living life, those people around me were the people who, stood by me whenever ups and downs. And there were a lot more people who wanted to walk out too, but, we couldn't have everybody up. We couldn't have everybody down there, but, not just them, but really everybody, my family. My family's real connected. My family's real, cohesive and together. So it's just, the love they have for me, really, I really felt it.
I was going to say, I'm not sure anybody gets through 4 years at the Naval Academy without a rough patch here and there, just by its design, its nature. But to have them to fall back on And obviously, as you mentioned, the size of your senior class, how much did that help you get to this point whenever you did, need them for a moment? There was always somebody there with a word to kind of prop you back up.
Yeah, so everybody, like you said, my 8 seniors and my family, um they all had a big part with me being here, that getting here to this point in life. Um, I would say that whenever I was down, whenever I felt like I felt like I wanted to quit, or whenever I felt like this or that, first I would talk to my dad, and my dad would let me know, remind me why I'm doing this, remind me why I'm here, or remind me what I'm doing. And then, just down the line, I would get texts and calls and say, yo, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Don't sacrifice what you have, or what you could have in the future for what you want now. And it's, those words really inspired me and motivated me to keep going.
This basketball team in the month of February, according to CBS this week, I want to properly credit the stat, has given up the fewest points in college basketball. All of college basketball, 359, 360 teams. You all have given up the fewest points in all of college basketball. In November, December, parts of January, it wasn't like that. Why has it changed for this team, where you've obviously had a lot more success, and clearly right now put yourself in position, if you do the things you guys need to, you have a chance over this next week and a half to try and make a name for yourself and put this program somewhere it hadn't been in a long time?
Well, like I said before, we all bought in. We all bought into the defensive side. Like you said earlier in the year, hasn't been that, but past seasons it has, and this program is known for its good defense, for being good defensively. And early in the season, we weren't really bought in that much to it, but now that we have bought in, we can see what we can do. And now, I'm grateful for the stat, but that's what we expect. That's our fiber. That's what we do. So we're gonna have to keep on keeping on and see what happens next.
Clearly, in this league, you all have accomplished a lot. The guys at the top of the table, you'd be a good guy to ask about this. In 80 minutes against Colgate this year, you guys admittedly would probably say you've only played your type of basketball for about 35 of those minutes. You had a great start up at Colgate. The second half on Saturday was fantastic. But what is it about them and playing them that makes them who they are? Because you guys have given them fits and given them as good a tussle as just about anybody. But what makes them such a tough ball club and a tough program?
Aside from their coaching, they have great coaches. Aside from their coaching, aside from, what they do offensively, I think defensively they're just smart. They're all they're all heady. They all have high basketball IQ. So it's hard to pick out one or two weaknesses in their defense. It's just being able to play and being able to just adjust whenever we can, and they adjust off of us. It's just a matter of adapting throughout the game. So I feel like they've adapted more. Their players have adapted more to playing us than we have them, and that's why we've lost the last 2 games. So whenever we find out or figure out how to do that like they do, then I think that we'll come out on top.
There's no question in this league that there's not much difference between the teams in this league. Anything less than your best effort gets you an L most nights. Right now, over the next couple of days, you'll find out Tuesday night, obviously, who you play. But over the next 3 days in preparation for that, how much is this strictly about you all making yourselves better, concentrating on the things you all have to do, no matter who that opponent is coming up on Thursday night?
Yeah, these next couple of days are going to be all about us. No matter who we play, the most important group to us is us. So whenever the next 2 days go by, we're just going to be focused on our defense, our offense, our execution on both ends of the court. And, we'll get better, and then we'll figure out who we play, and then we'll start, preparing for them. But we're still going to focus on us primarily.
And from the same standpoint, when I think about the guy that arrived here 4 years ago, and there's a gazillion schools in your state. I mean, there's a bunch of schools at all levels, any of which I'm sure many of them would have been glad to have you. The fact that you chose here and that finish line is in sight in a couple of months at graduation, you're playing in a program that certainly plays at a high level, playing successful basketball. When you look at this journey, just overall, what is it meant to you, and the decision to come here now that you look back on it? What has that meant to you as well?
This place means a lot to me, personally. To play, like you said that, like a lot of schools, this place really took a chance on me, and I'm big on loyalty. So they took a chance on me, so I take a chance on them. And I've given, they've gotten a lot out of me these last 4 years, and I've gotten a lot out of it. So it's just, it's a give and go. It's definitely love. Can be a love-hate relationship at times, but it's more love than hate, I would say. And the last 4 years taught me a lot. And the decision to come here, it's been the best. It's been one of the better decisions I've made in my life. So
I was going to say too, I mean, let's face it, we kind of joke about, the NIL in college athletics now, but at the end of this journey, when you graduate, there's quite a reward for you and the others that do graduate at the end of this. Will there be a sense of satisfaction when you look up and go, man, I'm part of a very select, small group of people that A, was able to get in here, but B, more importantly, made it to the finish line? Will that mean something to you? And maybe it's not sooner, but maybe even further down the line, you'll look back on it, maybe even appreciate it even more.
No, yeah, it's gonna mean something to me immediately. I went through a lot of rough times here, academically, and whatever you could think of, I went through it here as much as I could. And whenever I get a diploma and I walk across that stage, and I throw my cover in the air, it's all gonna be worth it. And I'm still working to get to that point, but once I get to that point, I'm gonna feel extremely grateful.
Much respect for you, big fella. You know that. Appreciate the time today. Best of luck to you and your teammates, and we'll see you on Thursday night.
Thank you.